All right, the first one says solve for y. Answer is a fraction if it does not come out even. We have 7y equals 25. There's a problem if you can't see it. 7y equals 25. That means they multiplied something times 7, got 25. We're not going to do it. We're undoing it. Somebody already did the problem. We're undoing it. So where they multiplied by 7, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to undo it by dividing by 7. These cancel out, and you're left with y equals 25 sevenths. Or if you simplify it, it looks like this again. 25 divided by 7 goes in there 3 times with 4 remainders. That's 3 and 4 sevenths. With the rainbow, it looks like this. There was a y that somebody took times 7 and got an answer of 25. So we're going to undo what they did, divide by 7, and we're going to get our answer because we're tearing it back down to what it was when it was a y, 3 and 4 sevenths. Second one is a two-step algebraic equation. I'm going to do it with rainbow this time. So I look at it and say, oh, well, there's the variable y. What they did to it in order of operations is they multiplied by 5 and then added 3 to get an answer of 14. I'm going to do the opposite. Where they added 3, I'm going to subtract 3. And where they took it times 5, I'm going to divide by 5. Now, if you're doing it on a calculator, make sure you hit equals, because if you just type that in your calculator will go do order of operations, and it will do 3 divided by 5, and then subtract it from 14. But we say we want you to subtract 3, so we get our answer of 11. Then we want to divide by 5, which gets you 11 fifths, or 2 and 1 fifth. Y equals 2 and 1 fifth. Of course, it looks like this also. They did this, then this. So, of course, we want to undo that in the reverse order. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Those cancel out. You're left with 5y equals 11. I want to divide by 5 to get rid of that. Those cancel out. You're left with y equals, and 5 fits into 11 twice with 1 remainder, so 2 and 1 fifth. This problem has a little bit of simplification to do first before we're ready to solve it. So let me do my leave change opposite. Let me do my distributive property, which gets me 10e plus negative 15 equals 9. Do this with cancellation first. So of course they did this, then this. So I need to add 15 to both sides. Keeps it even, remember. So we end up with 24 equals 10e. Since they multiplied by 10, we're going to divide by 10. Those cancel out, and you're left with e equals 24 tenths, or 2 and 4 tenths, which simplifies to 2 and 2 fifths. E equals 2 and 2 fifths. With the rainbow, it looks like this. I'm going back to this equation, of course, because I want to simplify it before I go to solve it. There was an e that they took times 10, and they added negative 15 to get to 9. So I'm going to undo that by subtracting negative 15 and dividing by 10 and making sure I hit equals on my calculator. Now I'm doing it by hand, so I'm going to go ahead and do leave change opposite. And remember, we're really only doing this half of the problem because this is what they did, right? We are undoing over here. So 9 plus 15 is 24, and then 24 divided by 10, again, is 2 and 4 tenths, or 2 and 2 fifths when we simplify it. And we've torn it back down to what e is. Here, there was this w, and if you look at what they did in order of operation, they divided by 5 and added 2 to get 6. So we need to do the opposite and subtract 2 and multiply by 5 to get our answer. Make sure you hit equals. 6 minus 2 equals 4, and then 4 times 5 is 20. We could also do it with cancellation. So if I had w divided by 5 plus 2 equals 6. They did this, then this, so I want to undo it. So I subtract 2 from both sides. Those cancel out, so you're left with w over 5. And over here you're left with 4. They divided by 5, so I want to multiply by 5. And I want to multiply by 5. Those cancel out, and you're left with w equals 20. I don't think I've checked any answers yet, so let's go check this answer. If I put w in, 20 there for w, 20 divided by 5 is 4. And what is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is 6, so it works out. Look at this last one, and it is a one-step equation. All they did was minus 9. I'm going to go ahead and do leave change opposite anyway, just to be in the habit of it. Do this one with cancellation first. So this is the thing that is being weighed with the h right now, so we want to undo that by doing the opposite, which is adding 9. Those cancel out, which gets us back to the 1h, which is what we want to know what weighs. Now over here they have different signs, so I have to subtract sign of the larger, and your answer is negative 13. There was an h. They added negative 9 they got negative 22. So I need to minus a negative 9, which really is the same as leave, change, opposite. Negative 22 plus 9, different sign, subtract, sign of the larger, and again, h equals negative 13.